So let's talk a little bit about Roanoke. To do that, I'm going to rely on my book, Celts, Germans, Jews, and Other Surprises at Roanoke, The Beginning of Multi-Ethnic America. On the back cover I write, "For generations our textbooks have described Roanoke as an English colony made up solely of English-speaking English, sent by an English queen, Elizabeth I of the House of Tudor. This version of our history has been confirmed at the local, state, and even the federal level, at least since the early 19th century." Let's see what the National Park Service has to say. The English finally arrived off Cape Fear, North Carolina, on the 23rd of June, 1585. Each of these three forts was built to defend the Englishmen from Spanish attack. The Englishmen first had to secure supplies. Wingina, or Pemisipan, king of the Roanoke tribe, did not have enough reserves for his own people, and certainly not enough for more than 100 Englishmen. The only problem with this version of our history is it's simply not true. This is a portrait of a Native American chief by John White, a watercolor. It may be a portrait of Montejo. According to the English-only version of the story, this man doesn't exist, despite how important he was to the Roanoke expeditions. He was so important, in fact, that the second expedition made sure that he was christened, knighted, and made Baron, Lord of Roanoke, on August 13th, 1587. Here we have Elizabeth I. She was, we think of her in North America as an English queen, but of course her family was actually Welsh. And she had quite a bit of trouble from English nobility who thought of her as an upstart, and her father, Henry VIII, is an upstart, and of course Henry VII, who took the kingship by force by killing the English king. She was, as a Welsh woman, she was fluent not only in English, but also, of course, in Welsh, and no doubt understood Cornish, which shares a vocabulary even today of about 75% of the words in Cornish are the same as the words in Welsh. And she set about to learn Irish as well. This is a primer, you can see, I hope. This is a primer from English and Latin into Irish. It was created for her by Christor de Nunchin, Niu Barun Delvna, who is in English called Sir Christopher Nugent, the 9th Baron of Delvin. Let's see who else we have here. Sir Thomas More, who wrote the book Utopia, which was accepted as a blueprint for genocide in Ireland and in North America. He was eventually canonized as a Roman Catholic saint. I'm a Roman Catholic, but he was canonized. Let's see. Sir Walter Raleigh. There we go. We're always told about how chivalrous he was, laying down his cloak for Elizabeth and all that kind of thing. He participated in he directed the massacre of about 500 or 600 helpless, surrendered prisoners of war at Dunanore, which is in County Kerry, and the torture of the Irish women who were captured there. After they surrendered, the Italians and Spanish and Irish, he massacred them over the course of 2 days, maybe 3 days. Let's see. This is the flagship of Sir Richard Grenville, which led the expedition, the military expedition of 1585 to Roanoke. It's the Tiger. Here you see it here at the fort that they built, the temporary fort they built in Puerto Rico. Sir Walter Raleigh used the ship. The ship participated in the massacre at Dunanore as well, bombarding the garrison into surrender. At which point Raleigh took over and massacred them, despite having given them terms of surrender. This is how the Irish dressed in the 16th century. Let's see, we had Diarmid O'Gloveen and also Donica O'Carroll or Mock Carroll were stranded in the 1587 expedition because they wouldn't go along with orders. They were stranded, people believe, in Puerto Rico. And Diarmid O'Gloveen, called Darby Glavin, was eventually recruited by the Spanish to fight against the English, which of course he was happy to do given the massacres that were going on and the genocide which was going on in his homeland in Munster at the time. This is Johann Jacob Fugger of Augsburg, and I imagine that Joachim Gans of the Roanoke expedition looked like that. Joachim Gans was a famous metallurgist, a famous metallurgist, a Jewish Ashkenazic metallurgist, and very famous and well known to the Fugger family and the Hochstetter family, and also the Welser family. And those three families dominated the trade in precious ores, and also ores like lead and tin and copper and iron in Europe of that time. Let's see, John White, the mysterious John White. I don't have a, he's very mysterious. People have been trying to figure out for centuries where he came from. He was the governor of the 1587 expedition, the lost colony of Roanoke. Spoiler alert, he was not English. And here's another watercolor from the 16th century of how the Irish dressed. I imagine that Darby Glavin or Donica O'Carroll dressed like that, or Eamon de Nunchin, who took the head of Pemisipan. And this is the kind of operation that Walter Raleigh wanted to establish in North America, mining operation, but did not succeed in doing so. I should add that this research was supported by people who subscribed to the research and to the resulting book on Indiegogo, and I am extremely thankful to them for their help and support in finishing this research and creating this book. The book, building upon the work of William S. Powell and David B. Quinn a generation ago, the book conclusively identifies, I believe, a larger number of non-English at the Roanoke colonies than ever before, including people of Welsh or Welsh descent, Cornish, Scottish or Scottish ancestry, Irish, of either Gaelic or Norman Irish descent, and they were Gaelicized if they were Norman. And of course the Germans and the Jews. The people that I've classified as German may include Dutch and Flemings, Flemish speakers. It's difficult to identify by a surname whether a person was German, Dutch, Flemish, or Ashkenazic. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye for now.